Minmin, what happens next? What happens to Evergrande now?
Yeah, so the company's shares are going to be removed on August 25th, and Evergrande has said it's not going to appeal against that decision by the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, because what happens here is that the company, as you can see on the chart there, it's already suspended trading since January of 2024 after it received this liquidation petition from the Hong Kong courts. And since then, it hasn't been able to resume trading because it hasn't met the criteria for that. Typically, you would need to submit an updated audited report, and you need to have your wind-up petition dismissed. You need to have the liquidators discharged. Obviously, it hasn't met any of these, and if you've been suspended from trading for more than 18 months, according to Hong Kong exchange rules, the company can be delisted. So that's what is going to happen next.
So, Minmin, what's the prospect for shareholders recovering the value of their investments here?
Yeah, to be honest, it's going to be very, very little because the value of their investments had seen a precipitous drop since 2021 when the company had first defaulted on its dollar bond. And according to Christy Hung, our Bloomberg intelligence analyst, she's saying that equity shareholders need to be prepared for near total losses. And that's because there is still a long list of creditors queuing up to get paid. And equity shareholders are, of course, at the back of that queue. You add to that the complication here that offshore shareholders are going to find it very difficult to get their hands on any onshore assets because of the different jurisdiction here. So it's going to be pretty pessimistic for shareholders.
Minmin, Evergrande has really been at the heart of China's property crisis. What is this all going to mean for the future of the real estate sector?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's a big blow to the confidence in China's property sector because this is such a stunning collapse of a company that at one point was the largest property developer by sales back in 2017 or so. It was worth about $50 billion in market cap. Now it's shrunk to the size of about $270 million as of last trade in January 2024. And it all started when, in 2020, the Chinese government started cracking down to get the sector to deleverage, putting a cap on the amount of debt to assets ratio that these companies can have. And so far, we have seen over the last few years, many of these big developers, especially private ones, already defaulting on some of their debt, going through debt restructuring. There are a couple of mid-sized developers that have suspended trading that could potentially also face the risk of delisting. But at the same time, we're already several years into this reform, right? We had seen a very fragile recovery so far in home prices, home sales, although property investment every month has been still down about 10% or so. So it's going to be a long road towards recovery for the China property sector. We might still see this continued consolidation and reduction in the number of property developers in China.